following podcast is intended to be entertainment and a tad educational. Do not take anything we say to heart. We are not comedians but plan to laugh with us or at us. If you disagree with what we have to say, make sure to bring it up in the comments so we can gain views with your tears. Enjoy the show.
Welcome in, y'all. Just got back from a wicked weekend down in Sturgis, Kentucky for the Wicked Team Show. We literally just got back. I dropped them off at Jordan's house, came here, unloaded, set up. So if things are a little hazy, we're still coming down from the fumes. So we had a heck of a time down there. It was pretty windy, but the weather was phenomenal other than that. What?
It's pretty clear.
Oh, cool.
I think we're good.
Thought I did something wrong. Actually, I did something. Maybe you're right.
There you go.
But yeah, action was absolutely insane down there Friday and Saturday, especially Saturday. I don't know if we could have asked for any more excitement on the track.
The main thing, I was just glad it was not raining and it was not freezing cold.
Yeah, that's a fact. We set up a booth for our first booth. It was very rocky. We've got
Especially
some
on
practice
Friday.
to do. Yeah. And literally, Jordan came walking up with a boulder to try to hold the tent down and said, "I got this, guys."
Kinley was hanging on to the tent while they tried to take off.
She had a hold of one leg. It picked up the other three that were already staked down and spun at 180. And she's like, guys.
It was a slight adventure.
So we will be figuring out how to be better at that.
Yep.
But we appreciate everybody that came by and talked to us, bought merch. That's what's funding this, and it's going to make this better along the way.
We got to see a lot of people.
Yeah.
Got to actually talk to people, which in January we didn't really get to do.
Yeah, we had
which was awesome.
We had to get done in January. This time we actually got to enjoy it a little bit more. Yeah. I tried to jot down a list of names of people that stopped by and talked to us at the booth. So I just want to thank them personally. I know we talked to a ton more, but these were ones that have been more of or have helped us along the way. Making these connections throughout is awesome. I just want to definitely touch on these. Of course, Austin and Madeline, they took time out of their weekend to come and check on us, make sure we were okay with where we were at. Do you guys need anything from us? And we was returning the favor for them. Can't thank them enough for taking the time away from their families to put this on. I know promoters' job's by far the hardest job of the Derby world. So we do appreciate you and everything you guys have to put up with to be able to. I sound different now. I feel like I was yelling now.
Yeah, turn it down just a little.
Of course, we had Cody Lollipop Bryson. He joined us on the track for our very pathetic attempt of a episode at the track.
That was a flying by the seat of our pants.
Yeah.
Let's try this, and pretty much a fail. But we will do better at that in the future. I think we were too far away.
It was a cool idea. We had the new mic set up that we were trying. We got a 4-way clip-on mic set that we hadn't tried. Cody came up to me during the show and he's like, "Have you watched that back?" I was like, "No, I've not had time to." So we turned it on the way home today. It was kind of like the Muppets, but there wasn't the womp womp, or not Muppets, but Charlie Brown. The womp womp wasn't there, but you could see mouse moving, but not a lot was coming out.
It was cool because we wanted to get where they spray painted on the track in there, but I feel like we were just too far away because at the end, whenever you walked up closer to the camera, we could actually hear.
Yeah. So I think it was something on my end, not having it hooked up right to be able to work with Facebook Live, because we tried a test video and used pretty far back and it worked. So there's probably some configurations I got to figure out. We'll work on that.
Yeah, we'll for sure get that straightened out.
Yep. But always thank Cody for everything he does for us. He's our biggest cheerleader and encourager. And his wife was greeting us at the gate, taking admission. They're awesome. We can't wait to see them again. Of course, we got Wesley from Outlaw Edits. He's always been an encourager of us. We became friends in January, and I feel like I've known him forever. So all the killer shots from him. Controlled Chaos Photography was another one that was down there. with us. It was cool getting to hang with them, and of course Preston and Crystal. Preston wasn't with us; he had college obligations, so Crystal stepped up and she was taking some killer shots. I can't wait to see what they put out. But yeah, we love running into all of our friends down there like that. Speaking of our friends from down there, our friend Haley from Haley's Sweet Treats sent us with a goodie box of cookies that we can decorate. And I'm a slacker and don't have an itinerary for Kinley to doodle on this week. So here's your entertainment.
So I'm going to be doodling here in a minute. I'm going through pictures from the show over the weekend. Right now I'm deleting some so I can upload them to Facebook sometime soon. So I'm here, but I'm doing my thing over here for a little bit.
I'm going to be a self cheerleader over here. Kinley took my camera and after January, she took my camera and I said, just save the ones that are, or no, it was after Freedom Hall.
It's Freedom Hall.
Yeah. She took my camera and I was like, the ones that are good, delete the rest. And I was going through the album right before she posted them. And I was like, Kinley, did you get my photos? There's only like 4 of them. And she just looked at me and I was like, yeah, I know. I'm no photographer. I can point and shoot. But she taught me there's settings that you can do with a camera and that'll improve all of that. And she told me yesterday when she was going through them, because I wouldn't let her go to bed without going through them. She said, Cody, I'm impressed. These are actually good. So we're getting better. Now we've got 2 photographers. One's very green, but then we got Kinley.
Well, we're working on getting a new lens for old KK over here. I need one. I want one bad. So we're working on that. Hopefully once I get that, they'll be... If you have an outside show and it's sunny, I'm good. Inside show and it gets dark, you might as well forget it.
Haley, we will definitely send you some pictures. And next on my list, Mr. Tanner. It was good seeing you down there, buddy. He came to the booth, hung out with us for a little bit, and was running into him about every intermission we had. Tanner's at every show I think I've ever been to. Great man behind the camera right there. So glad to always hang out with you, buddy. Trying not to read too many I don't know what it is, Cody, but I see your notification. It just dinged on me. Get through this. So we got Tanner, saw Tanner, hung out with Chad and Dylan and all those guys.
Shout out to Chad for holding down a spot for us until we got pulled in there.
Yep, that was definitely awesome. And yesterday, we get back to the trailer between heats, taking a break, getting another drink. And what was, with the girl's name?
Chase.
Chase. Yeah, Chase comes over there and he's carrying this steak. I mean, this thing is this big.
Big T-bone.
He's like, you got to try this. I got the best marinade ever on it. And we're just looking at him. And he's like, just take a bite. So Jordan takes a bite off of it.
I ain't going to pass up no steak.
He's like, dang, that's good. And he looks at me. He's like, you want a bite? And I was like, man, why not? We're at a derby. Take a bite of it. Best tasting steak I've ever had in my entire life.
That steak was good.
He cooked it on a wheel over an open flame.
Hey, adapt and overcome. Yeah. You got to do what you got to do.
So if we get sick, just remember that was the best steak I've ever eaten, and it'll be fine.
Completely worth it.
So definitely appreciate those guys. Always fun hanging out with them. Then we had 2 giveaways, raffles since the last show. Les Warren won the Wicked Pit Pass, a hoodie, and a hat. I met Les this spring or winter.
Yeah.
Down at Winter Slam. Goodness, I always get them backwards. AJ was running down there, so AJ and Les both came up and was talking to us. Super cool getting to know those guys. AJ is one heck of a wheelman. Young kid is absolutely earning his name. It was one I'd heard before, but I had no idea who he was until that show. And he definitely impressed us. Then again, down in Mississippi last week, getting the win. And kids as humble as they come. I told him congratulations about it, and he said, I just got lucky. I stayed out of the heat and just did my thing. And a kid with, I think, 16, with that kind of head on his shoulders, he's going to go places.
I have heard the name, never actually got to talk to him until he came over there, and you would not know that he is the age that he is.
Yeah. Super great
He
kid.
definitely speaks and is humble, and you would not think that he is at that age.
Yep. I told him we're going to have to get him on the show at some point, and he said, "I don't know about that. If you want to hear a bunch of ums and stage fright because there's a camera and a mic," and I said, "Have you heard the show?" But yes, definitely great seeing them. Then Derek Brock, he won the signed red Wicked hoodie from the last show back in January. We had the top 3 of every class sign it. First guy didn't follow the rules of the post. So we redrew, and it just happened to be him. He was one of the names that was signed on that hoodie. So we thought that was extra cool. I hadn't really ever talked to Derek before, but going over and meeting him and giving him that, it was definitely cool seeing him and his buddies looking at it. Where'd I sign at? Where'd you sign at? I was going to sign over your name just because. And it was cool. Then we went back and talked to them again after the heats, just hearing their side of the weekend and learning the driver's perspective. It's pretty daggone cool being able to make these connections all over the place, finding out they're not too local. The same sign guy that did the wraps for their car does the wrap for our race car. So there's little things like that overlapping in the world when you don't even know somebody.
That was kind of cool. Like, of all the teams, they were probably the most local to us.
Yeah.
So it was cool to get to chat with them for the time we had. So
Yep.
we actually walked back there before the heats, and they were adding on the stuff that they could add. So we didn't really get to talk a whole lot, but
Yep. So it was great meeting them. Then Friday after the show, there was some confrontations going on across from where we were parked.
Yeah.
So me and Kinley walked over, and we was just trying to see from a distance what was going on, hear what was being said. We was trying to get the content for you guys. We didn't get a whole lot.
Yeah.
It was a lot of
Just a lot
wives
of
trying to control a man.
I think it was just a
to-
lot of drinking going
Yeah.
on. You know.
There was some sober wives that was trying to sober up said male and get him out of there. But it was entertaining. But I ended up standing beside a couple of people. It was a mom and son. Later find out that dad and daughter were at a daddy-daughter dance. So mom and son came to the Derby to hang out Friday night just to have a date night.
hey, that's a cool way to do it.
Yep. Kid races motocross, 4-wheelers. He's got a broke foot right now. He raced his last race on a broke foot because he was on point, going for points. And just meeting them, like small little things like that. Like, he's an adrenaline junkie.
Yep.
He follows it all. So I asked him, I said, "Are you coming back tomorrow night?" He said, "Nope, we'll be at the dirt track up the road." I think he's a 16-year-old kid. He said, "I sponsor a race car over there with my business." 16-year-old kid with a mowing business sponsoring a race car to help somebody else in their motorsport. Love that kind of thing. Kid's already one of my best friends.
There you go.
He added me on Facebook before we ended the conversation, and I've talked to him numerous times. He was asking about the show yesterday. Super cool. So Camden, great meeting you, buddy. We'll see you again down there, I'm sure. We had several guys running our stickers down there. Had Tyler Abner, Jesse Fink in the Buddy Heat, Trent Terry, and Harrell in the
Wicked
Weld
Weld.
class.
Mm-hmm.
Devin Gilstrap had it in the Bone Stock.
Mm-hmm.
So we appreciate all you guys. I never got to ask Dustin Walter, but he should have been running our sticker. I didn't ask him, so that's on us because he would have let us. But it was good seeing all those guys. Devin is the one that made the connection with us to. Speaking of Devin, thanks for the stickers, guys. Sorry I had a Bluetooth drive shaft. Buddy, I got a photo of it because I was trying to decipher what was actually going on. Yeah, we'll get that posted. Your passenger gave you bad luck. Oh, poor Cole. He was definitely entertainment from between the heat and the cleanup, as he always is. It's always great running into you guys. No alcohol is consumed by anyone.
Nope.
Ask Cole. But yeah, so Friday we get there. We'd already heard of some hiccups going through the tech line. People weren't happy. Another team came up with the solution, brought it to the officials. They came with a way to fix it. That didn't help everybody's situation. So more were mad. At that point, what do? As a promoter, you've got the hardest job out there, no matter what's going on.
It's kind of a lose spot that you're in at that point.
So one of the officials I was talking with, they said, what do you do when they beat the rules? Like, it's not a broken rule. There was a new product that came on. Jaybird's trying to get in. Sorry. Tell him I sent it on Messenger to him. They said they didn't break the rule. They just found a loophole. And I don't know the situation. I didn't climb under cars. I'm not part of tech. I've been part of tech. I've promoted. I've inspected. I've flagged. Done everything. Not at that level, obviously. But maybe. You hear it, Jaybird?
I got you guys.
Goodness.
We can hear you. That's for damn
Yeah.
sure.
Whoops.
So you finally home.
Well, I've been home and I tried to come over here and get on it, and I got on, but I don't think you guys could hear me or something. I don't know.
Well, I heard that chime and didn't know what it meant. So that was 100% me.
No, that's good, guys.
There we go. Kinley's out of it now.
Damn.
No.
You can zoom my
It's good
face
still.
out. Don't let me interrupt what I missed out on all weekend.
No, you got to see it from the house. So you got a different perspective than what we've got. So it's good like that. We're just talking about the adversary. Another word that I can't say. The stuff that went on during Tech Friday night. One team had a new product that's just been released. There are no rules written for new said product. Teams didn't like it. Another team came in and had the fix. Same. Okay, and this is all hearsay. This is what went on in the pits. So this is not coming from any official. This is just what was brought to us with the talk. But a team came with a fix. Promotion staff apparently said, yes, that we'll work with that to even it out if that's what makes everybody happy. Didn't make anybody else happy.
No.
And show went on. We lost 4 teams and they went out, redrew because the bracket was different. And to a fan, you're not going to see any of that go on.
No, especially if you were a fan that just showed up and went straight inside.
Yeah.
You don't have any idea what happened.
And did they talk about it at all on TV?
No, that's what I was getting ready to say. I mean, from the at home on the TV standpoint, you were kind of left in the dark. You didn't necessarily knew. I mean, when they started pulling the heats on hell, I'd not even heard nothing and didn't know what was going on. But after talking with you and Jordan, you guys, and then hearing a bunch of things myself, it kind of made sense, and I understood they had to redraw. So does it suck that they didn't have all the call outs like it was hyped up to be? Yeah, but I think with the the matchups that they had, I think it turned out to it still held its own.
Yeah, there was one call out that didn't happen that I wanted to happen. That first heat, I wanted to see that. But the rest of them, we hadn't seen the public beef behind it. We didn't get to build up the esteem from January.
Yeah.
The emotional connection between the dog fight that was going to happen. So it didn't hurt my feelings losing all those others. But the ones that you can live and be part of, not be part of, we kept our mouth shut for once and just watched from the screen. But that's the only thing I missed out on. The heats were all just balls to the walls the whole time. I mean, they never stopped. Even in the mini cars, it was so action packed that where do I watch? Like, thankfully in the heat they got the smaller arena, so I can stand one spot and pretty much see the whole track. But still, even if you're corner to corner, you got 8 guys out going absolutely mad out there.
And I feel like you said, I mean, no, it wasn't the heats that was advertised, but we discussed it after night one, and I thought the heats were great.
Yeah.
I mean, the compact heats were nonstop. I mean, most of them didn't take very long.
No.
And the big car heats were the same way. I mean, you had guys out there that they had one goal, and that was to take out that other team, and they put on one hell of a show.
Yep. Speaking of Friday night, I saw a post on Facebook while we were sitting there getting ready to eat on our way home earlier. Posted by Bill Miller.
I was hoping you guys were going to bring that up because I read that and then I reread that and then I thought about it and then I reread it again and it hits the spot.
Yeah, I mean, here I'm gonna attempt to read it. We know how my verbal is, so this is by Bill Miller on his Facebook. It hit me, being in every aspect of this sport. It hit me hard. Like, I saw it and I was like, I want to shake his hand. I don't know Bill Miller. I know of who he is now, but so here we go. I'm not throwing stones or criticism here, just the truth. Demolition Derby is an American hobby. We are just everyday folks who love the camaraderie and crash cars with, in all caps, our friends. It does not matter which rule set from across the country, all caps, competitors are building cars to several different rule sets and showcasing their skills from the garage to behind the wheel and in the pits rebuilding their vision. Behind all of this is our great family, friends, and most importantly, our fan base. You know, the ones who pay the bills so we can do what we love. Goodness, sorry. Over the last several years, there is a loss from this hobby. There is this loss, goodness, from the hobby we love, and that is the demolition. What is the answer? It is not the money, because there was almost just as many cars in Sturgis, Kentucky, running for $2,500 a person to win a 4-man event than was in Madison, Wisconsin, for a chance to win $50,000. Oh, $50,000 and a ticket for the chance at the end of the year to do the same. This hobby is becoming more of a money grab and pyramid scheme encompassed in a dog and pony show. That was paragraph 1. So here we go, paragraph 2. Do we not love the sport anymore that we don't want to derby? Are we scared of competition? This is the answer. I know for myself. I love the adrenaline rush and the competition on the track. I know if I get my butt beat down in the heat, I'm going to fix my car and try again in the consolation, and then hopefully in the future for the feature. I used to have a running joke with another driver. Did anyone come talk to you? He would say no, and then ask me the same question. Did anyone come talk to you? I, of course, would say no, and we both knew what that meant. We didn't load up our cars. We went out in that heat and derbied. Thank you for attending my TED Talk for the day. Same time tomorrow. So that right there has been what we've been preaching forever. Everybody wants something given to them and doesn't want to do the work to get it. You're a derby driver, drive derby cars. You're a promoter, promote derbies. We're podcasters, we're half-ass podcasting.
We just talk about stuff.
Yes, we're all going to have disagreements from every angle of it. But we're not entitled to get our way at everything we want to do. Yes, we all need to work together and make it the best that it can be. But at the end of the day, if you're not the one making the decision, it's not your decision to make. There's my TED Talk for the day.
There you go.
I'll throw it in from I think it may have been in the comments to that post or one of the others that the Godfather Craig commented, and he just lost last night, you know, and he said something, you know, along the lines of, you know, we're there to derby one way or the other. I'm gonna pull on the track. I'm either gonna go out there and I'm gonna win, or I'm gonna take a beating and I'm gonna have a smile on my face. I saw so much stuff on Facebook and everywhere in between about all these negatives and about all this bad stuff. And it might not be a secret that there is some bad stuff, and there's stuff that goes on that probably shouldn't, no matter who you are, where you are, what derby it's at. But everybody's forgetting the big picture here. We're here to derby.
Yeah. We crash cars for fun, guys.
You know, and that's not to say there's not instances where, you know, the driver's in the right, the promoter's in the right, or the other, you know, vice versa. Everyone has their own argument, but at the end of the day, you want a derby, you're there to derby, and that's the end goal.
Yeah. And Madeline and Austin are putting this show on. They put so much time and effort into this, and some of the comments that I heard made out of my own ears, or in my own ears, whatever, I was embarrassed. I turned around 3 or 4 different times to people I had no idea who they were, saying the nastiest stuff. They are humans. They are humans putting on a derby. And you're so mad at them that it ruined your whole weekend because somebody did something to a derby car. Like, they're putting on a show for you to come and watch as entertainment. Yes, there's a lot of money invested in it in every aspect of it, but we're humans.
Until you run a derby car, you don't know. So, you know, until you put the work into something like that.
And a lot of them were derby people that, like when we was at that driver's meeting or whatever, the redraw, the comments, if my mother heard me say half the stuff that those people in there were saying, she'd have slapped me right upside the head in front of everybody. People feel like they've got an entitlement to say what they want when they want if they're not being agreed with. And I don't care how big of a disagreement I have with somebody. A lot of the stuff that came out of people's mouths this weekend would never come out. And I'm embarrassed. And I'm getting off that subject and I'm sweating. But Austin, Madeline, we love you. Take some time for yourselves. Go on vacation. Forget the internet and enjoy.
Can't please everybody.
Yeah, because you guys put on one hell of a show.
It's like Kenley said. I think Kenley was hitting to the same point that I was probably going to. It's easy to sit back and whine and moan and say this, that, and whatnot, but until you're in, you know, and this doesn't just go as far as wicked derbies. This goes to anybody out there. It's easy to badmouth a promoter when you've never been in those shoes.
Yeah, I mean, we saw the same thing at Louisville a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. It's also easy to badmouth drivers when you're a fan in the stands and you haven't been there, built the car, and you don't know. Everyone always chooses the easy route, and that is bad-mouthing everyone in every aspect. That goes back to we're forgetting what we're here for. We're not here to bad-mouth everybody. We're here to try to build the sport up, no matter what aspect it is, from the driving to being a fan to being a promoter. Everybody needs to get back to the right mindset of we're here to build this thing up and not just tear it down just because we're pouting or didn't get our way or something along those lines, no matter what it may be about.
Yeah, but it was still one of the most aggressive fun shows I've ever watched, and I was 5 feet from being taken out by a bumper. So
I mean, my kind of to just put the end note on the whole thing because it's all just a huge blow up. But regardless of all that, with what they had, that was the wildest feature I think I've ever watched.
Yeah,
in person.
I was telling Jordan that. I said I have never seen something like that. And by the way, Jordan is banned from running a team show. I can't do that. Lord.
Nah, it'll be all right. It'll buff.
but
There was 3 or 4 different times that we were in the stands and I looked over and I'm cracking up because I'm like, I've been on this track. I know how wild they get here. And she's like, and
Well,
her eyes are just huge.
It's
and I'm
also
like,
the healthcare worker in me. I'm
Oh, yeah.
I'm freaking out. I'm like, he's knocked out. Oh, there's something wrong with him. He's got a broken arm. He's concussed.
it's fine, Mom.
And I was telling him, I said there should be a weight limit on this class. Like the individual has to weigh at least 250 pounds to sit in the driver's seat and take those hits.
hey, there's sometimes it doesn't matter how
Yeah.
big or small you are, they hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, I get that,
Regardless.
but shit, like you wouldn't fly as hard if you were, 250. And, I
I
don't
mean,
know.
yeah. So the main event for mini and full size, the heats or the features were, nonstop. That full size class, there was a few times I was standing on that wall and it would rock back, or the one beside me is rocking back, and you see.
I think Dad told us when we got home that the feature was just barely over a half hour.
Yeah, like 35 minutes or something like that.
And
But-
when we're talking, if you didn't get to watch it, we're
Derby
talking
Nation
about
TV.
every car that rolled back out there had a shot at that thing, and they were solid, and they destroyed cars in under a half hour.
Yeah.
Like as a spectator in the stands, that's what we go there to see.
Yeah. And I mean, we've always dreamed of these national events where you're like, why are they bagging? They're just trying to get the money. Why don't they do anything about it? There was none of that.
No,
I mean,
I
from the
mean,
drop of the green flag, you had probably 45 seconds where everybody was.
I was gonna say,
maneuvering
yeah,
to
I was gonna
get
say
to-
you had a minute max where everybody was just getting in position, and then when it started, we've all been to shows. It gets wild, and a
Cody
bumper.
says, I can't speak for skinny people, but it still hurts as a big person.
Hey, what kind of car do you think this is?
I don't know.
No
Whatever you want it
guesses
to
at
be.
all.
But like usually whenever it gets wild like that and a bumper comes off, tire, whatever, they have to stop it. It seems like it usually kind of kills things, and then it takes another few minutes for it. No,
There was very few things that
They-
came off and stayed on the track.
they stopped it, and it was like while they took the time to get whatever off the track, everybody took a second, took a deep breath,
Amped themselves
maybe
up again
got a drink
instantly.
of water, and then they were looking for where can I get this kill shot as soon as they waved this flag, and they would no more than drop the green, and it was wide back over.
I want to know what their hype up playlist is, every one of them. Like, what puts them in the mood? Like, what song are they listening to as they're
Well-
going out on the track?
I can tell you this, sitting here looking at a TV, watching it, when that feature started, like you guys said, there was about a minute there where everyone kind of was just battling, finding their area. And it quickly became obvious where the line was drawn in the sand and how that was going to play out. And,
Oh yeah,
And I will not take anything away from a single car driver in that feature, because there was not a single one of the drivers that backed down from any of it. I mean,
no,
guys did not care. They were not just going to lay down and just take the beating. I mean, they
No.
were handing 50-footers back and forth, and I think that goes to the level of the drivers that were out there, man. That speaks a million about all those guys, their competitiveness and their will to win and to drive, and to battle. And I mean, a lot of those guys are cool. I mean, I like watching the most. I mean, I've seen almost every guy that was on that track before, and it's just super cool that all those guys, they just it was basically a foregone conclusion that they were going out there to just do battle and throw punches and let it happen. So,
Oh, yeah.
And I
it was
mean,
super cool.
that was kind of some of it too. Like the ones that kind of got the action started. If you were on the receiving end, you had two choices. You had try to run from it or go back at it, and everybody went with option B.
I was going to say, I didn't see much running
No.
happening at all.
Yeah.
And if it was running, it was not running. It was, okay, I'm done playing with that guy. I'm going to go mess with this guy
Or it was running.
all the way there.
It was running to go from hitting a 3-foot shot to no. I'd rather hit you from the opposite side of the track.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say. Guys weren't like nickel and diamond. They, like I
No.
said, they were just flat out here's a 50-footer for you.
Yeah.
Now here's a 50-footer for you.
Yeah.
And if you're lucky, I'm going to come back and give you another one here in a minute when I get done with this guy.
Yep. Tanner just said that Adam said he was at 45 miles an hour when he barrel rolled that car. I guarantee that's a fact.
I was dumbfounded because, like, when you were listening to it on the stream, I think someone was trying to talk from the side angle of it, but Corey Bill actually got a video from the corner over there where he was sitting. He never lifted the entire time he was en route to that dude until after he hit him and was in the air.
Yeah, I mean, it was absolutely insane. And I somehow got lucky and got that clip, and I was going back watching it, and I was like, I almost missed that because he was going so freaking fast.
I literally seen him in the corner having trouble. Looked like the trainee might have been trying to go or a shifter issue or something. And he was right down by us. And I turned to Kinley and I said, watch. And she said, what? And I said, watch this. I said, he gets this thing turned around, he's going to nuke something.
Yeah. My first reaction after watching it was I literally said, God, please let Cody have got that on camera.
And it was probably posted on Facebook and TikTok before you even got to see it on the live stream.
Oh, yeah.
Wesley turned and looked at me and he goes, did you get that? I said, yep. He said, post it now.
Yeah. Yeah.
You were straight across from us, and we both looked at you, and you held your phone up, and she was like, I think he got it.
Yep. We super blessed to be put in the positions we are, and it's so fun. It's trying to get it into gear and heard a loud clunk. Well, just hammered it. I guarantee it. I mean, he'd been doing that for 25 minutes already. So,
oh, yeah.
I mean, there was no different from that hit than the last 30 that any of those guys had laid.
Just before PJ went out, he hit the back of one of them white cars and absolutely annihilated it.
Yeah,
I was looking to the left and he was coming from the right, and I heard it open up. And by the time he got there, I was like, he is going so fast.
Yeah. It was, I mean, all night. It wasn't just that team. It was the team that came in second. It was Derek's team. I mean,
yeah,
just everybody out there. I mean, there was not one person that you're like, okay, dude, come on. Like, everybody else is putting this show on. Like, once one grape soured, the rest of them were all like, oh.
Yep. I mean, it was.
But it was by far one of the most fun shows I've ever seen. Like, in person on TV, it was from the start of the heats to the end of the features, just action-packed.
Yep.
Well, we had some local buddies run. Poor Devin, like he said, had a Bluetooth drive shaft that did not stay connected very long. He was out there laying some pipe. I mean, he told me before it started, he said, just wait, put the camera on me. I'm going. So definitely.
I'm having way too much fun over here.
Hey, Lee said she wants pictures whenever you're done, so make sure they're good.
Dang. Well, pressure.
I've seen her.
Absolutely no pressure here.
I've seen her doodles during the show, and if they're anywhere remotely that good, you'll be impressed.
Oh, I thought you were about to say something else. Sometimes my doodles are.
Yes. Yes. That's enough. But yeah, we wish you were there, Jay. Know you had some work to do in the shop.
Yeah.
You still haven't sent us that list that you got completed. So we're assuming the car is done since you ditched us all weekend.
I'd
but
say car ought to be already on the trailer back to the shop, right?
it still looks the same way it did Thursday before we left.
Not necessarily. It's like from the outside, yeah, it kind of does. But
What a slacker.
but
He made sure not to send us a picture from the last 2 weeks of the car so he could say that the stuff he done did.
no, I took one yesterday. Actually, I didn't have service to send it to you out here in the garage. I wasn't connected to the internet at the time, but I'll send it to you guys. I don't know. I'm slowly ticking away at it. I should have a heart plant tomorrow. It's supposed to be getting dropped off, and we'll slap the heartbeat down in it and head to Spring X.
Yep, be ready to party. Mike, she is making Demolition Derby cookies. One of our friends, that was a vendor down at Sturgis with us, came over with a goodie box. She came over to buy a hoodie, and she came bearing gifts. And I said, "We're not doing that. We're trading." And then she came back with a bag full of goodies. So you guys missed out on
bag full of diabetes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually.
I was told to stay out of it.
Yeah.
But you guys missed out on Haley's sweet treats too. They were very awesome. Tell her the icing will harden up after a little if she wants to add numbers and stuff. She has so much fun with them.
Oh my gosh. The next one, then I put like cow print on this one, but the next one I'll leave
Speaking
blank.
of cow print, we haven't talked about our sponsors today. I'm being a slacker. Obviously, we always want to be super appreciative of them. So start them off. Jess Ritchie, Archie Campbell, Jared's mama. They was the first one to step up and said, "We want to see where this goes. Here, we're trying to support you." So thank you to them. They've supported all of us and everything from start to finish. We got them. We got Jason Babs. He's our sticker guy. He makes all of our stickers, our banners. He's going to be wrapping a trailer before too long. If you're watching, Jason, I don't have the trailer yet, so you're good for now. But it's coming.
Nice.
He's the one that we have the partner
Snazzy.
with roof signs and door wraps. Ooh,
Snazzy.
it looks like the Mystery Machine.
That's what I was thinking.
Scooby-Doo.
What's new, Scooby Doo? We're coming up.
So you need door wraps, roof signs, hit up Jason. Portion of that does go to support the podcast. So tell him you heard about it from us. But he does everything. Anything that's sticker related, he can do it. So definitely appreciative of him. There we go. TNT Fab, our buddy Ty Lore does any flat steel design work that you can think of. Meant to throw the new bumper that he just released on. That is one sharp piece.
Yeah.
I just want to say I will probably own one of those.
Well,
we
that
had
makes
that-
two of us
Yeah.
because I brought it up to Cody and I said,
Yeah.
I know I went on to our page and shared it, but did you see that? I said,
Yeah.
I think I'm going to have to get one of them.
Yeah, it's clean. I mean, very clean, and it's
Actually had a few of the people that came over and talked to us. You were talking to somebody else on one of them. I can't remember. I think Tanner might have been asking me about it. Is going to be getting in touch with him on some parts. So
Heck yeah. I know I've sent a few people's way, a few things that he hasn't been able to do. Thinking razor people wanting their weird tubular designs.
tubular.
Yeah. But
totally tubular, dude.
but yeah, hit Tyler up. Let him know we sent you. He can do taco plates, wheel centers, bumper kits. Check out his new front bumper kit. That is
slick.
sharp as can be. Radiator guards, bead protectors, all kinds of stuff. Heck yeah. Radiator guard coming soon for River City. Love seeing that, buddy. Then we got Hayes Performance. They just stepped on right before our last show. Jeremy's one of our buddies here local to us. Trust that man with anything. Street, drag, diesel, gas, derby. If it needs an upgrade, performance or issue, man's the one to call.
He's a great guy.
Yeah, one of a kind.
He's a busy guy.
Yeah.
Very busy guy.
Actually, Jeremy, I have this picture of you I got from
Oh yeah.
Nicole's Facebook the other day. You playing some basketball for Salem. If you know what I'm talking about. Hold on, Cody. I'll show you.
Yeah.
Maybe we can put that on our banner.
There we
Yeah.
go.
Here's our sponsor.
Then we got Wicked, the Wicked team, Madeline and Austin. They've been a huge support to us. That's why we've always those glasses.
Coke bottles.
That's funny. But we're extremely excited and grateful for them. Tennessee in October, Jarrett. October 17th, 18th.
Yep.
Clear schedule. We're going Tennessee.
We'll be in on that one. I got enough of a heads up, and I have, as soon as Spring X is over, the table's clear. My entire schedule's pretty open for just about anything. So,
Not until July is over, but
well, I don't want to. I'm trying to look past that because I'm not looking forward to that. But most definitely, we'll make the trip down there without a doubt.
oh goodness. Cody says I'm announcing for Terra in Tennessee. We'll see how that goes.
Sign him up.
Nope. We got one more sponsor to cover real quick, if it'll load. Solar Control. Trent drives the race car that I work on through the summer. One of my best friends, he does window tinting and anything from auto to industrial buildings to industrial machinery, commercial fleet. He does push to start, fobs, anything that you need tinted, that man can do it. It is amazing how much a tint job can change not only the looks but the feel of a vehicle. I've always been a tightwad and have never went through with getting it, and he's talked me into doing it. I just got to figure out a weekend so I can take my truck to him and not need my truck for a couple days. But that'll probably turn into me staying for a couple days and working on a race car. So we'll see how bad Salem is to us and find one of those weekends that we need to spend all-nighters doing that. Speaking of, just a forewarning, next show is the same day as our opening race at Salem. So I will be with Trent in his Solar Control race car. So bear with us on our start time. We're going to run it after the race. So yeah, we'll have fun with that. Am I missing anybody? This is a good time. Oh, Pack a Punch Creations.
Yep.
We got Carla. She has been a lot of help designing stuff with us. We're still not released what she's made for us, but
It's coming.
it's coming. We're trying to make it as cool as possible. She was sending me Snapchats of me on the track this weekend, picking stuff up and talking. Jarrett sent me one, me and Dustin standing out there talking. He actually posted that on Facebook in his appreciation post.
I just want you to know how good of a bumper boy you were this weekend, Cody. You were absolutely killing
He was
it.
so good that the bumper actually came to him.
Yeah.
He was that good.
Like it was just couldn't help it. They were just flying at him. They wanted him so bad.
That was
When that shot
sketchy.
happened, I looked and I was like, was that a bumper? And then
Yeah, you
I'm
could-
like, that was a
You could
bumper.
see it.
Yeah, that was terrifying.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to do. Like I saw it coming. It was just this big object flying my way, and everyone in the stands is like diving, and it smacks the gate, comes back, hits the dirt wall, smacks the gate again, and I'm just sitting there watching it. I didn't flinch until after it stopped moving. I was like, I don't know what to do. Like at that point, you just take it and hope they name a trophy after you. Like,
I've seen stuff fly off of cars, but never a full back bumper with
that rate of
that
speed.
rate of speed.
Yeah, I was gonna say that speaks to the level of the intensity of how hard them guys were hitting.
Yeah.
Without
And for those that have just seen clips online, so when the car drove up onto the back end of the other, and then they went to the opposite end of the track, that clip's been going around. So if you've seen that, when the white car and the black and purple car meet in the middle, the back bumper of the purple car ejecto seated.
Straight towards Cody.
Yeah, it just goes right at me. But it's fine. I didn't get hit.
Everything's fine.
It's a cool story. There's a few videos of it.
It'll
Cody, I
buff.
bet if your mom seen that,
Oh.
she was freaking out.
She didn't see it, but she's going to now because we're talking about it. Surprised it's not blowing my phone up already.
We took good care of him.
Yeah. Another appreciation type comment. Robbie Crennan messaged Jarrett, which one of the J's, and asked for an address, said he's got something he wants to send us. So we had no idea what it was, wasn't expecting anything. It came in this week, and it means the absolute world to us that they're taking time out of their day to think of us. One, Robbie's mentioned us probably a dozen times on the different shows he's been on, and thanked us for doing what we're doing, and more. That's just more reassurance that we are actually trying, and people are noticing. So, oh goodness, mom's commenting.
I think it also it kind of speaks that we started this as just something to do,
Yeah,
just to talk about. All of us get to hang out. It was honestly more of an excuse to hang out,
yeah,
and we go to the shows anyway. So it was like we talk about them anyway. We haven't changed anything as to what we do.
yeah,
We still go to the shows. We talked just like we talk on here is how we all talk anytime. But to hear and see people commenting and to know that it's actually taken off, I mean, it's
It is so cool.
just to know that it's being heard and people are, liking, some people disliking, but people liking for the most part everything,
yeah.
especially
And-
what you guys have been doing. It's super cool.
We listened to Hard Nose on the way back today. We hadn't listened to their show the last week. So we turned it on our drive back, and hearing the prelude to what we had just watched, it was cool. And they mentioned our name on it, and getting to know those guys. I know you guys followed them, but I didn't even know there was another Derby podcast until I think I brought it up to Jarrett, and he's like, there is one, Hard Nose, and I started listening to it then, and I was like, okay, these guys are awesome. So just the recognition and stuff like that, it's just super cool.
we definitely got to get them some hoodies or shirts or something when we go to Spring X.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking to Steven the other day, and I forgot to ask him if they were for sure going to be there or not, but I'm about positive they've said at some point in time or another they were coming. But
Good deal.
Yeah.
so I'll talk to Steven. We usually Snapchat back and forth a little bit anymore, but we haven't. I ain't talked to him in a couple days, but I can ask him.
Speaking of Jaybird, we got our Airbnb, so there's no backing out now. We will be there Friday and Saturday, so no pressure. Get your car done. Your cheerleaders are waiting.
I don't even know how many days there are left. I'm not
There's
sure.
enough. There's
Yeah,
enough.
3 weeks.
There's plenty.
2
It'll
weeks.
buff. 3.
A little under
That's
3.
awesome. That's awesome. That's not what I wanted to hear, but
You got time.
it's cool.
So again, squirrel moment. We got this package from Robbie. It had a note included in it from him and Andrew, and someone with better handwriting than both of them, I believe. So I'm assuming a wife helped. But I'm going to read it to you guys. It said, Adrenaline Junkies, we really enjoy your podcast. We are honored to have you guys as part of the Twisted Metal family. Thank you for your support. You guys are killing it. Can't wait to hang out with you all at some shows this summer. Hope you're ready for 2026. And to that, we are beyond ready for Freedom Hall 2026. The
Oh, yeah.
rumors are endless, and I hope half of them are true. But we appreciate.
They also included, and I don't know if we're really supposed to show this on here, but I don't really care. Nice little bottle of bourbon, which actually has their sticker on the back. It is the one that sponsored the Freedom Hall show.
Southern
Very
Kentucky
cool.
Distilleries.
Yep,
But
very
this
cool.
is just cherry wood dyed drink water.
Yeah.
We will not be opening. We are making a special case for it because it means that much to us, but we will be purchasing another bottle to be able to
Yes.
taste test.
So yeah.
But that means the absolute world to us.
We are-
was not expecting anything.
No,
like
we are
that.
greatly appreciative.
Yep. I've already told Jordan I'm making a case for that to hang right about there.
Yep.
Mason Stoll, tell your dad happy
Happy
birthday from all of
Happy
us.
birthday, Benji.
To Benji.
Yep. That was my very last point on my show notes. Happy birthday, Benji Stoll.
Yeah. The
We wish-
man.
The
We
greatest
wish we
break
was
dancers in the
dancing with
band.
you like you were at Bradley's wedding, because those pictures are absolutely priceless.
Cody was unaware that Benji knows how to dance,
Yeah.
but
Yes.
I have seen this firsthand, and that boy can boogie.
Now we know where Mason gets his moves. No, that must have came from his mom because Mason don't have no moves. Sorry, Shannon. But yeah, Benji, happy birthday. We appreciate everything you do for us and always being a big supporter of us as individuals and the show.
And
So,
just an all-around great dude.
yep. We're
Yeah.
just talking about how blessed we are to know that entire family on the way back.
Yep. I've known him a long time.
Yep. But
I don't know why Mason keeps choosing to associate with me, but he does, and there's not a better family out there.
you
than
should
the
see
Colts.
his MC Hammer fans. If we do not get pictures of this, I'm gonna be severely disappointed. But yeah, we had one heck of a weekend. Spring X is coming up. Like
We're excited about that.
Like Jarrett said, him and Mason are running Saturday,
Yeah.
I believe. Walker and Dan McCrary are on another team. They're running different night.
Like they're running Thursday, right?
Friday.
Oh, Friday.
We
Yeah.
will be able to watch them.
Okay, good.
Then our new buddy AJ Warren will be in Friday night as well. We got to talk to him about it this weekend. He's pretty excited.
Got Charlie Roby and
And
Cooper
Coop,
Wise, Team Kinley Inc. over here.
Yeah, that's right. Speaking of that, Cody, we're gonna need t-shirts. I designed a little bit of it.
Is your face front and center?
Should have, honestly.
I
I should
said,
get fat heads made.
I said that she needs to put like team.
No.
Don't say something stupid.
I said that since they are Kinley Inc., that she should have her shirt say Kinley Inc., and then on the back of it should say "I'm Kinley."
Tis me.
Tis me.
That's it.
I'm the head on.
That's it.
You guys just talked that one right into existence. So
There it is. There it is.
yeah.
And everybody's like, why is that
Yeah,
so
nobody
funny?
knows.
There it is.
Gene, if you're on here, thanks
Oh,
for the nickname.
Yeah, he will approve for sure. That's classic.
I hope she's ready to see these cars because
I think she's watching. Show her. Go show the camera.
I can't. Well, it's not dry yet. I have to add my
Yeah.
number.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
She's got 2 of them done, and they're both for her, but
Yeah,
not for us.
yeah, we don't get to.
No.
Well,
Thanks,
she's,
Ron.
she's been licking the icing packs
Yeah,
to clean
and
it
so
off.
it doesn't fall off on the
Hey.
table.
We literally ate steak out of a wheel. I think we'll survive.
Yeah.
But there was never mind.
Heat.
Yes,
Heat kills it all.
It's just plastic.
and your tongue and germs. I ain't
So?
talking about that getting
Oh.
you. I'm talking about you getting us.
Oh.
But yeah. Pop says, Cody, you my dog. Yeah, we try. Lollipop announcing will sponsor her.
Her own shirt. There you go.
Whoa. Please. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll be working on a special Lollipop logo Haley says, I'm ready. I can tell you what the car type is if you want when you're done.
Perfect.
The professional at work. But yeah, so Spring X is coming up. We'll talk in detail about it April 6th for our next show. Weekend before we go. Jarrett may be joining us from there, depending on how much Harry's pulled out.
He ain't got much to pull, so.
Yeah.
Mhm. We missed you this weekend, buddy.
Oh, trust me, that was the one thing I was sitting there thinking. I said, "Well, I wonder who all the jokes are going to be about this weekend." Because
Well,
there wasn't really many made.
Well, my sister was there, so
Oh, yeah.
you know.
Sis and Jacob caught,
Yeah.
mainly Sis caught a lot.
Sis
That-
caught most of the abuse.
yeah, that'll make up for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
I think she had to pay for her hotel room 5 times or something like that.
Yeah. I told her that if she didn't pay me for her hotel room, that
Jacob was having a room to his own.
he was going to get his own room, and she wasn't getting any keys. Obviously, I was just joking, but kind of.
You'll have that.
She paid. She got the hotel room.
I didn't.
Everything
I
was
still got to
fine.
do that. But yeah,
Before I gotta get going because I'm slacking today, but I wanted to put it out there that shout out to you three carrying literally the weight by your guys' selves. I mean, not that I do that much to start with, but you guys made the sacrifice. Missed the work, went cut out early, and spent the money, and so I think you guys did a great job down there. It was cool, but it kind of sucked not being down there. But again, it was cool to see all the work you guys were putting in down there, seeing the booth set up, and then the on-track talk and that stuff. I think you guys did a great job. So I just tell you guys did a killer job, and it goes without being said that y'all put in the work this weekend. So
if you could have
Appreciate it.
seen the booth setup attempts, you would have enjoyed it a whole lot more.
Oh, yeah.
I wish they
I
should have
think-
came and filmed that. That
I
would have been
think-
more entertaining.
I think next
Then-
time she sometimes will like set her phone up and record and then like do it where it's like sped up like the time.
Usually when I'm
time
doing my
lapse.
CPR classes.
Yeah, like the time lapse or whatever. So I think next time that we set the booth up, we need to set a phone up on the tripod and we can time lapse it in
Oh,
case
God.
anything crazy happens again. Can you imagine the canopy taking off?
guys. Yeah. Canopy picks up and spins 180, and Kinley's holding on to one leg with my brand new canopy that just about disappeared and took out all of Chad and Dylan's everything.
And the side by side that was very expensive that
Yeah.
had just pulled up that I had no idea who that guy was. And I was like, I was just trying to hold it
Yeah.
off of that.
Brand new Can-Am parked beside us, full glassed out. Like,
And the canopy's doing a 360 in the air going right towards it. And I'm like, oh, God.
it was trying to leave the chat on y'all.
Yeah.
yeah. And we had all 4 corners staked.
Yeah.
But any rate, like I said, y'all killed it. Sorry I wasn't there. I'll make
We
up
appreciate it.
on the next one. I'm gonna get back under the hood. These doors aren't gonna weld themselves and whatnot. So
You just make that car the best it can be, and whenever the finish of the Derby comes on the 11th, be ready for an interview,
Yeah.
and that'll make it all up.
you guys aren't gonna want to talk to a guy that don't do no good. But you might talk to Mason. Mason will probably be the one that carries us. So
We'll see.
any rate, I'm out of here on that note. We'll see you guys.
We'll see
Appreciate
you.
buddy.
See ya.
Would you guys got anything else?
No, I think, like I said, overall, fantastic show.
Yes.
Very excited for all the people that came by that we got to talk to, got to see new faces. I told you at the time, you knew who it was. I was walking back to our trailer and a kid rode by on a quad, and I just happened to look and I'm like, it's one of our hats. I looked, I'm like, I have no idea who that kid is. I've never seen him a day in my life. Who'd you say it was?
Les's boy.
Okay,
Les
yeah.
Warren's boy.
I'm like, but to start out with, I'm like, I don't even know who that kid is, but he's got one of our hats on. I was like, well, that's cool.
He ran up to me and I was walking to Les to go talk to him, and he's running up to his dad, not to me. And he's got our hat on. I said, I like your hat, buddy. He looked up at his dad, like, why is this guy telling me he likes my hat? And he's like, he's the one you're supposed to tell thank you to. And the kid whipped around. He's like, thank you. Coolest little dude ever.
I forgot we were discussing who had our stickers on in each class. We had one in the Power Wheels too.
We did.
Yeah.
Goodness, I just blanked. It's Dylan, the boy.
Ledger.
Ledger, yep.
Shout out to him. We got a picture of his Power Wheel with our sticker on it. We'll be posting that at some point.
Yep. Haley said she had cookie cutters go flying. So she was fighting the wind too. Yeah,
It was wild.
It was brutal down there.
But no, I think all in all, good show. And now looking forward to Spring X.
Yep. It'll be here before we know it. A couple of weeks to recover.
Yep.
I'm going to start making more merch today,
We'll
restocking, and
we'll have on our next episode, we'll do some more prep for that. This obviously, with us just getting back home, was kind of a, I wouldn't say throw together episode, but it was kind of quick. So we'll have some more stuff to prep for Spring X.
Wiggins said should have tied the canopy to the bumper. I couldn't get anything underneath of it to tie to it. That's in the bed of the truck, so that would have definitely held it in its place.
Yeah, if that canopy moved after being tied off to that, we got major issues.
Yeah, cable would have been broke or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have Spring X deep dive.
Yep.
Next week. I'm sure we'll talk about Salem, Trent's Racing
Yep.
opening weekend. They're going to try and show up.
Yeah, I think we may try to go.
Okay.
We talked about this last
we
night.
did? Hey, it was late. I was breathing in fumes all day. Give me a break.
It wasn't even late. This was still during the daytime.
Okay, well, you didn't have to call me out on camera. Thank you.
Those look good over there, though.
They do look good.
Haley would be proud.
I'm a perfectionist a little bit, so my
When
X
you
is a
need-
little wonky, but
When you need a distraction, we're going to send you to her booth next time
hey,
and let you guys decorate together.
that's fine. I think I do well over there.
Oh, it's her number. I was like, I see letters, but I can't read them. It's still glared. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for coming seeing us. Hit us up for some merch. We've got everything: t-shirts, hoodies, hats,
Koozies.
almost every size. Yeah, koozies, the important one. If you found koozies of ours, hold on to them. They're gold or black, but
Yeah.
spray paint deceives.
No,
But-
we will, like I said, we'll have everything ready for Spring X on the next one. And
Kenley will be posting photos sometime before then.
Mhm.
I've got a million videos, so they'll probably hit TikTok before anything else. Thanks again for everything, Cody. Always being our number one cheerleader and repping us well. I believe you've hit more states than even we have with our hoodies now. But we do appreciate you guys. We will be back April 6th, so
y'all have a good one.
see y'all.